Right now at 6, the DEA issues a public safety alert for the first time in 6 years. Why they say you should be more careful about your prescription medications. Plus, a 160-mile protest march comes to an end with the group calling for a stop to the completed Line 3 pipeline just a day before it's ready to operate. And later, Bayfield is busy preparing for this year's Apple Fest. We're sharing a message from the mayor there.
From CBS 3 Duluth, this is the CBS 3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Jenna Wells. Thanks for joining us. Kristen is off tonight. New at 6, we now know the name of the deputy who shot a Duluth man after a chase early on Tuesday morning. Within the last half hour, the BCA said St. Louis County Sheriff's Deputy Jason Coonley fired his weapon. He's been with the department for 8 years and is now on administrative leave while an investigation plays out. It all started around 1 on Tuesday morning on Commonwealth Avenue in the Morgan Park neighborhood. According to the criminal complaint, a different deputy was patrolling the area and saw 2 ATVs without their lights on. The deputy tried to pull them over, but both men got on the same ATV and drove off. Eventually, they went on an ATV trail where a canine officer found them. At some point, Deputy Coonley responded and fired his weapon, striking Jesse Ferrari. The 29-year-old was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. He was released that same day. Just today, Ferrari was charged with felony fleeing a deputy and misdemeanor driving with a revoked license. The other man on the ATV was questioned and released. We still don't know why Coonley shot Ferrari. The BCA says no weapons were found at the scene. Coonley also shot at a suspect outside a Saginaw bar back in February. The BCA later said the suspect died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and Coonley was cleared in that incident. Well, if you buy prescription drugs online, the nation's drug enforcement agency has a stern warning for you, one that they say could be the difference between life or death. CBS 3's Rob Coles is following this developing story.
The DEA issued its first public safety alert in 6 years this week. They're worried about the increased use of fake prescription pills that people are ordering on the internet. The DEA says criminal drug networks are mass-producing counterfeit pills that they then market online as legitimate prescription drugs. They say many people can buy the pills without much prescription verification. The pills have been known to contain the deadly substances like fentanyl and methamphetamine. The alert does not apply to prescriptions your doctor may send to the online or mail-order version of a licensed pharmacy.
Just going on to a website that says they have Xanax for sale or Adderall for sale or OxyContin for sale, these are the danger sites.
Doctors say it's important to know where your drugs are coming from, and it should only be coming from a trusted pharmacist or clinician. In the past decade, Minnesota has seen a large increase in drug overdose deaths from opioids, even though the number of opioid prescriptions has dropped by almost half.
Thank you, Rob. And coming up tonight at 10, we'll hear from a Duluth drug treatment group about what they're doing to stop this from becoming an issue here. Well, now Dave Anderson joins us for a quick look at the weather out there. Dave, a super nice day, but a little bit of rain expected later, right?
Yeah, in a few more hours we should get thicker clouds, and after midnight a chance for rain that comes in for both Friday and for Saturday. First we talk about temperatures. No, we don't talk about temperatures. We take this live look. I'm jumping the gun here. Live look at the Ashland area. Closer by the lake, the leaves are changing a little bit more slowly. At 5, we took a look at out west in Minnesota, where the leaves have already fallen off the trees towards Jacobson. Here in Ashland by the lake, it's a gorgeous looking scene with just a little hint of color and some calm conditions on the lake. Well, they could become a little more rambunctious for Friday as that low pressure system and its cold front cross into our area. The rain chance for Friday and even thunderstorms is 60% for Friday, but once we get into Saturday, the backside of the low kicks up a 30% chance for clouds and showers, in turn followed by sunshine returning from the high pressure system by Sunday. Short-term forecast tonight, clouds increase, low temps in the 50s. Tomorrow, we may top out around 70 rather than 80 like a lot of towns did so once again today. 60% chance for showers and storms. Once we dry up on Sunday, it may stay that way for a while, and we'll talk about how long that while will be in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. 8 years of back and forth ends tomorrow. That's when Enbridge's newly reconstructed Line 3 pipeline will start carrying oil from Canada through northern Minnesota to Superior. Groups opposed to the project and the impacts claim it could have on the impacts that they claim it could have on the surrounding environment have been fighting it every step of the way. And as CBS 3's Abigail Smith reports, today, just hours before the pipeline begins operating, was no exception.
Hey, what is life? What is life?
This group, which calls themselves the Treaty People, ended their 160-mile walk at Wisconsin Point in Superior Thursday, still hoping for an end to Enbridge's Line 3 replacement project.
Give our Anishinaabe, our indigenous people, a chance to have clean water on our reservations and the reservations in Arizona and New Mexico and the place where that pipeline is going, where they can't even have water. They have to haul water in. Things are getting very, very dangerous for our people.
The walk started on September 12th in Bacchus, Minnesota, and their group says they are worried about impacts this pipeline could have on the surrounding environment.
Those walking say water is life, and they hope President Biden protects the environment where they feel it's needed most.
I really encourage President Biden to listen with an open heart and an open mind and really hear what we're trying to say, because as it's been said before, this isn't just an indigenous problem, this is a people problem.
We're going to stomp out that black snake.
They're hoping Biden will take similar action against Enbridge as he did with the Keystone XL pipeline earlier this year. Meanwhile, along with pointing out that this project has passed 8 years of regulatory review and been given the green light from the state, Enbridge spokespeople added this project is about modernizing their system and improving safety and reliability to benefit the communities, environment, and their customers.
With environmental compliance has been and will continue to be of utmost importance to the project in Enbridge. We have been continually coordinating with all agencies, and specific to this instance, the Department of Natural Resources of Minnesota.
Again, Line 3 is expected to start operating tomorrow. More than 900 people have been arrested or ticketed at protests along the route since construction began in December. Meanwhile, President Biden's infrastructure agenda is on the line with uncertainty over whether it will move forward this week on Capitol Hill. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said a Thursday vote, but disagreement among Democrats could bring it to a halt as progressives say an agreement on a larger social spending bill needs to be addressed first.
She knows that our members and the majority of our members are going to vote no on the infrastructure bill without the reconciliation bill.
But key moderates, including Senator Joe Manchin, aren't yet on board, saying that the current price tag of the $3.5 trillion is too large. Senator Manchin added that he's pushing for a bill significantly smaller than the president's vision, one at the price tag closer to $1.5 trillion. A partnership between the Duluth Fire Department and a local vet hospital is saving lives. Duluth firefighters have been carrying pet oxygen kits on their rigs since 2014. Recently, the Duluth Veterinary Hospital donated new masks, along with other supplies like leashes and muzzles. In a recent house fire, crews used one of the new masks to save the life of a dog close to dying. They say having the right equipment makes a big difference when it matters most.
It's exciting, but it's unfortunate that we have to have this stuff, but it's exciting to see that it being used and that it can make such a big outcome on someone else's life.
The department says they've responded to an increase in calls this year that have involved pets needing treatment, so the gear is more important than ever. A Duluth food shelf already needs donations for the holiday season in a big way. The pandemic has made it difficult for Chum leaders to find basic food items ahead of their annual Thanksgiving dinner for those in need. That's because they say prices have more than doubled. What used to cost $8,000 in previous years now costs almost $18,000. Chum Scott Van Dale says every dollar donated will go a long way.
And I know $60 seems like a lot of money to spend on one box of food for 300 people, but for those 300 people that get this box, it's incredibly important. Everybody deserves to have a great Thanksgiving dinner.
Last Thanksgiving, Chum helped feed about 460 kids and 63 seniors. Chum is also expanding their delivery coverage area. The nonprofit's food shelf van will now travel to different parts of the city every Tuesday between 11 a.m. and noon. They'll hand out 20 boxes of non-perishable food to people in need on a first-come, first-served basis. There are 4 pickup spots for each Tuesday of the month. A list of locations can be found on our website. More Minnesota inmates have been vaccinated against COVID-19 than prison staff. The Minnesota Department of Corrections says 80% of prisoners in the state have been fully vaccinated. Meanwhile, the vaccination rate for corrections employees is just over 65%. The DOC says fewer than 60% of staff at the Moose Lake facility have the shot. A new mandate took effect this month requiring all state employees to either be vaccinated or get tested weekly. Officials say about 1,400 unvaccinated staff members are being tested on a weekly basis. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, after being canceled last year, a local favorite is making its way back to Bayfield. How the town is gearing up for a big turnout next.
Today's Duluth airport record, or actually the city of Duluth record, is 82 degrees from 1897. Nobody was flying back then, so it can't be the airport. Well, today we only made it to 74, but some inland towns did crack 80 yet again. Will that trend continue? And what's the latest on the rain on our doorstep? We'll take a look at both counts coming up after the break.
Here you go, sweetheart.
It's your first savings account.
A savings account? Imagine the possibilities.
Oh, no.
But I really wanted a basketball.
You may dribble me.
Imagining a bright future? Let's see how we can help. National Bank of Commerce. We make more possible.
Culligan. Our water makes my skin and hair feel like I'm 90.
How do you feel about high-efficiency water softeners from Culligan Water?
What?
How do you feel about smoother skin and luxurious hair?
I feel very good about that.
That's the power of water.
Kristen Bakke is as local as our evening news.
I'm from here. This is my home. I learned how to do a left-handed layup right there. At that hoop, that exact hoop.
Covering the communities she calls home too.
You know, there's nothing phony about it. That's who she is. She's just a natural at it, so I enjoy watching her because she's so good at what she does.
Leaders at Hibbing and Taconite are scrambling at the Menorca Mining, family heritage, and iron mining history.
For everything local, watch Kristen Bakke on Live Local CBS 3.
Heart attacks and strokes happen, even in the midst of COVID-19, and at least one will occur while you're watching this. Heart attacks and strokes are medical emergencies. If you experience symptoms of a heart attack or stroke, do not delay seeking care. Call 911 immediately. Hospitals are prepared and can safely treat you. Visit cdc.gov/coronavirus to learn more.
Calling all Bulldogs. Do you consider yourself a diehard UMD Bulldog fan? Send a picture of you or you and your crew all decked out in your Bulldog attire for a chance to be the My9 Sports Bulldog Fan of the Week. Follow the My9 Sports Facebook page and post your pictures there to be entered into our weekly random drawings. Each Fan of the Week will be showcased in our My9 Sports UMD Athletics Broadcast of the Week. The My9 Sports Bulldog Fan of the Week is brought to you by the Duluth Tap Exchange.
When you watch CBS 3, you get up-to-date team coverage. Online, on your phone, and on the air.
6 o'clock this evening as we enter the overnight hour.
Right down to your neighborhood. For local weather coverage you can trust, tune to CBS 3.
Hi, Gail King here, inviting you to join us every morning right here on CBS. We'll have the important stories and the interviews, all the news that matters really, and best of all, we'll have a good time together. We like to do that. And now you can find us anytime you want on the new Paramount Plus app. So we'll see you every morning right here on CBS. I thought that one was pretty good.
CBS 3 News is brought to you by Fond du Lac Casino. CBS 3 Weather is brought to you by Lake Superior College. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Temperatures today outperformed my expectations. If you're watching last night, you know I figured we'd top out at 79 inland and not crack the 80-degree mark. Well, nature told me I was full of beans. Look at all those 80s out there. 80 the high temp today, International Falls. 84s from Big Fork to Orr. Lower 80s, in fact, from Grand Rapids to Hibbing up towards Ely, and then in a ring around the lake here, we go down to Moose Lake in the 80s. Solon Springs, Hayward, and Ironwood there as well. A little bit cooler by the lake again. Some towns in the 60s, but other places like Hermantown perked up into the 70s. But that's not a sign of an extended warming trend coming our way. This may be the grand climax of the warm spell, as temperatures will settle back a little bit tomorrow, running a range of about 70 to 75. Instead of 61 to 84, so we'll narrow things up just a little bit. Current conditions at the airport say it's still 69 degrees there. Relative humidity 68%. Easterly, southeasterly winds going 5 miles per hour, and our air pressure, it's on the high side at 3.14 inches of mercury. One more day, but the low pressure system's right on our doorstep towards the Dakotas, and after midnight tonight through Saturday, we should get some rain chances. Current temperatures, they haven't come down too drastically in Ely, where it's still 81, but we've dialed back a bit. International Falls to 76, Hibbing as well, 76. Down to 66 in Cloquet, so some cooler air is infiltrating 20 miles down the road there. 77, though, Solon Springs, 78, Hayward, 75, Ironwood. Still on the warmer side for a lot of our towns. Low temps tonight likely in the 50s for most places, and eyeing up the current Doppler map, that long-lasting high-pressure system still keeping it pretty clear for the UP and for most of Wisconsin right now as well. But Minnesota's a different story. We've got some precip, a line of showers and storms working up from the south towards Brainerd, and from the northwest, another part of that low-pressure system coming our way. All set to bring us upwards of a 60% chance for showers and thunderstorms tomorrow from the front side of the low. 30% chance for follow-up showers on Saturday from the backside, and maybe a quarter to a half inch of rain accumulation spread through the 2 days. Once we get past Saturday and into Sunday, fresh high pressure takes over. We go back towards the sunny side and stay there perhaps until Wednesday. Tonight in Minnesota, low temps, they will be in the 50s with increasing clouds. For Wisconsin and Michigan after midnight, clouds will increase there as well with low temps in the 50s. For tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies, 60% chance for showers and even thunderstorms for Wisconsin and Michigan, with highs this time running about 70 to 75. That's still warmer than normal, and even 65 to 72 in Minnesota tomorrow with that rain chance will be warmer than normal. The normal is around 60, 61 right now. So 70s still with us through Saturday. Then it gets sunny and a little bit cooler on Sunday, but that sunshine, once it comes to town, could be with us all the way through next Wednesday.
All right, thank you, Dave. Bayfield's Apple Fest is this weekend, and as shops in town prepare for the big weekend, the city says they're expecting a big turnout. Bayfield Mayor Gordon Ringberg wants to make sure visitors are mindful of local shop owners, particularly as COVID cases continue to rise. Ringberg says with the highly transmissible Delta variant, they want people to wear masks when they're indoors and stay 6 feet apart whenever possible. They'll also be holding some of their traditionally indoor events outside this year. Ringberg hopes visitors will be respectful when interacting with local businesses.
In the end, it's all about being considerate for each other, being kind to each other, making sure we all have a good time this weekend and no one gets sick.
Ringberg is optimistic that Bayfield County's high vaccination rate will help keep transmission low this weekend. Almost 65% of the county is fully vaccinated, giving them one of the highest rates in Wisconsin. A big donation is helping kids in the Boys and Girls Club connect with technology. Charter Spectrum donated 10 new computers and $1,500 to the Lincoln Park branch. They'll use it to create a new mobile technology lab. The Boys and Girls Club hopes this will connect kids in need with resources to keep learning. And of course, Kelly Hinseth is here with what's coming up next in sports.
4 days from now, we'll get UMD men's hockey. Today was media day. We'll hear from players and Coach Sandlin coming up next in sports.
We're kicking off a new season in NYC. I'm putting the y'all in New York. You didn't even know it was there, but it is now.
Join us weeknights. We're live at 5 as we go around the Northland city by city.
When severe weather hits, tune to CBS 3 for up-to-date coverage morning and night.
Happy birthday! Duluth Casino wants to celebrate your birthday with you all month long. Every day during your birthday month, you can receive up to $30 in club cash as a special birthday bonus.
Did you say every day?
Yes, every day of your birthday month. Stop by the Players Club or log on to FondDuluthCasino.com for all the participation details. We're celebrating your birthday all month long, so you can
have a great time out at Fond du Lac.
Hi, I'm Brian from Play It Again Sports. I'd like to invite you to CCM Customer Appreciation Day, Sunday, October 3rd from 11 to 5 p.m. with giveaways, prizes, and free food supplied by Superior Meats, cooked by our grill master, Jerome. So please join us.
The Royal Enfield Bullet was designed in 1955 and not updated until 2008. It takes an experienced hand to keep one running. I've ridden in the rain and the snow, but prefer not to. That's why motorcycles and meteorology go together so well. It also takes an experienced hand to make an accurate riding forecast. As our region's longest-serving meteorologist, I think I have the touch needed to get it right.
Watch Dave Anderson weeknights at 5, 6, and 10.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Eric Paulson here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and discoverwisconsin.com. And don't forget to subscribe to the Cabin Podcast, available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Is being challenged by DFL.
The race is on. Learn how Berkey 2021
is it safe to be ice fishing on Lake Superior?
New funding is bringing more mental health resources.
Dave Anderson.
How a popular new recreational area is allowed.
Hear how one vaccination clinic in West Duluth is focusing
into the COVID-19 pandemic, and food insecurity is still new year, new ownership.
To stay up to date with the news and weather that impacts you and your community, join us weekdays for CBS 3 Live at 5.
In news, there are no second chances. You have one shot to get it right. You need to get all the facts, angles, and points of view, and you need it now. For us, being first is good, but being right is best. Live local, CBS 3.
Now, CBS 3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
4 days from now, we'll finally get UMD men's hockey. The team starts the 2021 season this Sunday with an exhibition game against the Wisconsin Badgers halfway between the two schools in Chippewa Falls. The team has been ranked number 6 in the most recent USCHO.com poll. A few weeks ago, the NCAA passed a one-year waiver allowing NCAA opponents to play in non-countable games. Fans can expect a mix of scrimmaging, special teams, and other potential drills. For the Dogs, they're just happy to be playing anyone other than each other.
Gets us into some real game action. You know, this month, like every year, you know, usually September gets to be a long month. Guys want to get playing, and it was great that it came about in a short period of time. Again, we get to see our team. We get to see our young guys get some college experience against a good team. And like I said, it's a starting point, and it's kind of a nice thing to have before we play Bemidji the next weekend.
We had to play against each other for like what it felt like a year, months and months before our first game finally came. But I think we're super excited to go play in a small barn. It's going to sound loud as can be, so we're all super excited.
UMD takes the ice Sunday at 1:00 p.m. in Chippewa Falls to take on the Wisconsin Badgers. The Brewers' top reliever pitcher Devin Williams has given the motto "Go big or go home" a whole new meaning after breaking his hand during his team's celebration clinching the NL Central last Sunday. Williams said he had too much to drink amidst the celebration, was frustrated, and therefore punched a wall on his way home. While this is a brutal blow for the Brewers, Williams did not realize the severity of his injury until Tuesday's pain during practice. An X-ray revealed a fracture, which will require surgery.
Pretty upset with myself. There's no one to blame but me. You know, I feel like I've let my team down, our coaching staff, our fans, you know, everyone. I know how big of a role that I play on this team, and there's a lot of people counting on me. But, you know, I guess all I can do now is cheer my team on and learn from it and don't make that same mistake in the future.
Williams is likely out for the season, which leaves the Brewers scrambling to pivot around their pitching strategy ahead of NLDS play. However, club president David Stearns told media that if Milwaukee makes a run to the World Series, it is possible for Williams to make a return. Milwaukee is set to begin postseason play on October 8th. The Brewers closed out their 3-game series with St. Louis this afternoon for the rubber match after shutting out the Cards last night 4-0. But the Brewers dropped this one 4-3. With one more win, Milwaukee will tie their franchise record. Listen, this is a weird situation.
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate situation.
It is.
You can see it in his face how unfortunate it is, and the statement that he gave. It's unfortunate for Milwaukee fans.
Yeah.
Let's just hope
a lot of people were mad right away about it, but it was a good statement.
It was a good statement.
Nice.
It was taking ownership. Rightfully so, he should have taken ownership because that is there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
But I think now it's just move on, rely on your pitchers, and go Brewers.
And that is a learning experience. Go Brewers.
Yep.
Tonight on the CBS 3 News at 10, the Evelyn community is coming together to recognize life-saving efforts from one of their residents after her actions saved a 10-month-old baby's life. Tonight, the award-winning community member shares what that honor means to her. And here's a cup of inspiration for your Thursday evening. An ambitious teen from Anchorage has opened her own mobile coffee shop at the age of 15. About a year ago, Kaylee Ricard Ramos' an idea sparked when she realized her grandparents had a vehicle that she could use as a mobile shop. With a little help from her grandparents, her dream came to life with the Northern Glacier Coffee Company. Not only did she come up with the company name and the design, she's also serving up coffee and sweet treats while maintaining a 4.0 GPA. And she's a dual sport athlete, of course.
That is what we call doing it all.
Yes, absolutely. Good for her. Dave, quick look at how the rest of the night is looking. A little bit of rain that we're expecting, right?
Yeah, but first I think we should take that satellite truck out in the driveway and turn it into a mobile coffee unit.
Good idea.
Make some money in the evenings.
Ooh.
Warm it up with the satellite dish.
Yeah, I'm down.
Warming things up around here, yeah, 70 through Saturday with a chance for rain.
All right, sounds good. Thank you for joining us on the CBS 3 News here at 6. We'll see you again at 10 o'clock.